Quick update, we're now 187 wins and 31 losses in Live Arena now. So today I want to talk about hard counters. I mean true, unavoidable, undeniable counters, right? We're talking about Turtle teams running into Sir Nicholas and Noel. We're talking about Rotos running into UDK and Harima. Taurus Marichka meeting Narcissus and Korra. Full speed team running straight into Hegemon or Kalvalax. Poison, burn, or bomb teams facing Marichka. I could go on, right? But point is simple. Raid has rules, and some of them are basically like rock, paper, scissors. So it's very like if you run a more like one-dimensional team, and you hit a hard counter under normal circumstances, you just lose, right? There's nothing to do. And that's why exactly where live arena becomes interesting, because during the pick and ban phase, two things matter more than anything else, and that is first, if a champion is already picked, your opponent cannot pick it, right? Even if they have that champion, they can't pick it anymore. And the second is you get to ban one of their 5 champions that they picked. So that's why you see like some of the top accounts, if they're running, I don't know, like a Nell, Commodus, Volcanos, like style of composition, they will first pick Marichka. That's your clue, right? And that this is exactly how they get around that. And also like back in the day, that's why like when Rotos was everywhere, like players would save Rotos and UDK together for the final 2 picks, right? Giving the opponent almost no information and no time to react. And they also take away the best counter before it even hits the select screen, right? So this kind of strategy only works if you truly understand your own team comp. We're talking about what counters it, what must be banned, what threats can be ignored, and what has to die first. So if you're entering the match with like a predetermined game plan, yeah, it's less flexible, but it's incredibly consistent. When you run the same composition over and over, right, you kind of pick up on a lot of things. You learn little nuances like who to target, how much damage can you take, what cooldowns matter, and what hits you can tank, which you absolutely cannot. And you sort of become like a one trick. And that's not a weakness, that's a strength. That's when you see your win rate with that particular comp climb really fast, right? Because you already played all the matchups there are out there that you can possibly face. And in today's matches, we're going to see multiple examples of that. So without further ado, let's jump into today's matches. So this match here, I think I'm against a mythical team, but not a lot of stone skin, which you don't see often. I'm faster than the opponent, so I go and they leave, right? And you notice this is the exact same player again. So hopefully, when you get into these rematch situations, you learn a little bit of something, right? You kind of know what the opponent has and what your team can kind of work, what it didn't, and you sort of need to get an understanding of what you need to ban and whatnot. So I kind of remember that he didn't have a lot of stone skin, so Kalvalax is might change, and his change was Leo. Now that's a odd choice. What can I say, right? And also he knows my lockout is faster than his lockout, so I'm not too sure if that's the best change here, because now, right, like is it 2 instant surrenders really. So if you're getting into a rematch situation, don't like just get into the same habit and pick the exact same things again. Try to do something different, right? Now that you have known the opponent's team composition, especially if you lost the first time around, you know what they're going to pick. They're probably thinking, oh, this works great. I'm going to pick the same things again. You can ban different things. You can pick different champions the second time around. Rematches are quite interesting in terms of what you can do with them, right? Over here, because Knights is in play, I had to pick 3 nukers, and I don't have Marius, so really dangerous situation. But I did manage to get my combo, and I have the chicken, right? Over here, again, nobody in Stone Skin at the higher level of Live Arena. This is unacceptable. You can't do that. So one shot, right? Yeah, like this is not okay. And then the Knights did so little damage. This Knights, I don't think it had blessing, because Empress double hit here, one shot him, block revived. So definitely a weaker, like one of the weakest Knights we've seen, right? Over here, typical speed team. With this Freya champion, you kind of sometimes don't know who Freya is protecting, because they could have Mary stronger, they could have Karna stronger, right? So I wouldn't recommend going for that 50-50. And then also, a lot of times, Freya players will put like an aspect of Seroth on their Freya. So really, like, you don't want to hit any of these 3 champions. The only choice I have left is Arbiter, which is why I chose to hit the Arbiter. So over here, because she got a boost first, and Marius went before everybody. And yeah, even before my Sifi, which is really bad. Over here, chose the lockout. See, Ileo's remove on increased defense is 100, like is irresistible, right? So it will remove the increased defense, and you will replace it with a decreased defense, also irresistible. However, they have block debuffs on, so the decreased defense didn't go on, right? But very important to get that removed, or we're gonna do so little damage to them. Okay, so then we just transform here. He hits the counter attack, which hits the Sifi, who has polymorph, did the enfeeble on Sifi, and then turn into a sheep, right? So here I only have one choice. This one has unkillable. I have to hit the Freya. It's a double hit. I'm thinking maybe I could one sliver, a little bit missing, just a tiny bit damage there, but I'm thinking Sifi might be able to weak hit because enfeeble, right? So yeah, here is where it gets scary, because I remember he only used that triple hit skill, so he still has the swap HP. Like that could be huge. Hit the Embrace with a swap HP, but my Embrace crucially didn't have the block passive, right? Only block active. But I still think he should hit the Embrace. Yeah, swap HP and then kill him. So now it's not looking great. Well, actually, yeah, I still have ally attack. So, and then his champion still in sheep. So, not enough, right? And I think that was all the notable matches on this account. Yeah, just showing the match history and and then we go to the other one, right? This one here. We're facing +4 Armons. We got +2 Predator, Galathier, Marius. Like, it's not easy, right? What do we do here? We go with the Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, of course, counters buff heavy champions. Makes this so that Marius can't really use the A3 into A2 combo. We take out the Armans. Armans is very, very threatening. He takes out the Fabian. I think this is one of the very, very standard bans. We just ban each other's disruptors, right? He's still got a protector in that Niamhi with the a lot of times they're built with 9-piece protection sets, so the block damage is gonna be protected. 1, 2, 3 protected block damage. As expected, because there's 75% chance, right? So 1 unprotected. So there's nothing much to do. We strip the unprotected one, and even ally attack here wouldn't kill her because she still has her passive, right? So yeah. Here I'm looking at the amount here. I had 4, so I can't use the boost. I have used the shield buff and the strengthening, which gives 2 more. So 4 plus 2 is 6. So now I have multiples of 3 on the Maria, right? He cleanses, so all that fear is gone, and the death brand is gone. Unfortunate. But here, because we have multiples of 3, we can use A3 first. I go for the Galathier. You don't want to hit this one, right? Because she is above 50% HP again. Every time she's above 50%, and when she gets brought lower, she will put a block damage on everybody. It's super annoying, this champion. So first hit, and then I go for the second hit. I triggered a Galathier passive. Notice how he did a HP balance, like his HP went up. So now he doesn't have the passive anymore. I don't get lucky, don't get a third turn, which is fine, I think. Okay, here I see the Marius did the triple hit. It brought me low, but not enough, right? I do the fear. I have very low resistance. Got resisted everywhere as expected. I transform. I know Marius is not gonna one-shot me from my from a A1 unless it's my Marius. It might be able to, but most players' Marius won't be able to do that. And I still have strength. I don't think. Yeah, it gets me low. This is where I'm thinking, if I'm lower than 50% on Embrace, it's huge. Like it's right there, right? So I took a gamble, and the reason why is because this champion, if she is brought below 50% from a damage skill, she'll put block damage on everybody. But if you swap HP with her and brings her below 50%, you bypass her passive, and she does not put block damage on everybody again. So keep that in mind if you're in a Marius or Carnage versus Niamhi matchup. You can do a HP swap if your HP is already below 50%. Swap with her, and she doesn't get to put the HP, like block damage on everybody again. So now I nuke, right? Everybody's dead. Just this Predator left, which again, Predator could 1v4, I think, if you get lucky with the dodges and the things. So let's see how the Predator does. Kills everybody. But here it needs to dodge, right? Didn't dodge, not a good champion. If you hit a dodge, Predator is great. If you don't hit a dodge, Predator is not a good champion. So I think it's just way too inconsistent of a champion. So we win that match. And I think that interaction is very, very cool with the HP swap. Here, I think we're facing a very standard speed team. They're thinking of using bombs. And a couple ways we can do this, right? At this point, I already think I've won, because like if I know that he's running a bomb comp, I can just do a Marichka and we're gonna have a good time. But I thought about it. He even has Sifi. Like if I just go full on attack with Kalvalax and Queen of Hearts, I think there's nothing this player can do. So I didn't even pick Marichka. We just go like this. Yeah. Bombs is one of the most one-dimensional, like a speed bomb team is the most one-dimensional, easy to counter teams I think there are out there, right? So Sifi boosts, which turbo boosts my supersonic here and gives me extra turn on Queen of Hearts, right? Like there's nothing she can do. So I'm just looking at who do I want to strip. I strip, I ally attack, and at this point it's game over, right? Yeah. So bomb teams is a little bit easy to counter, in my opinion. The other way to counter bombs is just to have, like, if you don't have Marichka and you are not taking out their speed boosters, you're just looking to maybe bring in a cleanser who is inferior, or a high resistance cleanser, like maybe a really high resistance Galathier, Pythion, things like that. Yeah. So over here, I assumed my opponent is gonna ban Kalvalax because he's running speed team and he probably is very concerned about that. So I assume he's gonna ban this. And since I know he's gonna ban this, but I still want to have a chance to cut him, I take out this champion, right? This champion can give an instant turn Shujin, can give an instant turn to one of his champions. So if he gives instant turn to like maybe a Marius and he strips everybody's stone skin, like it could be a bad time. So that's the thought process there. Because like if you're picking Kalvalax, you actually want the speed champions to be in there, right? So you can take them out. But if you know they're gonna ban that, then so yeah, some mind game going on here. I am a very greedy player with Armans, and it bites me in the ass all the time. I go for the A2 first instead of the sheep, and I got reflected wand back, right? So this is really bad for me, opener. And now he's gonna lock me out too. So really too greedy. Poor play there. I get an extra turn, so we heal back up. I get another extra turn. Over there, I didn't go for the cleanse. Didn't think it was necessary. I wanted to take out the Wukong. I think I also could have. Over here, we're locked out. So we're fishing for extra turn here. Got one, got two, and here I'm thinking, who should I take out now? Obvious choice is Marius, but Sifi, like once she is locked out, her A1 is super annoying. It's irresistible on champions with turn meter greater than 50%. And if Sifi is fast enough, she can just like one champion lockout, basically make me not take any turns. Just sleep. So I think I go for the Sifi here. Yeah, Sifi is just too annoying even with A1s. So had to do it. Here I'm looking at ally attacks. We take out we don't take out the monkey because we hit, but Necrosis did its job. And over here is starting to look hairy, right? We're getting stunned, we're getting enfeebled on both of the champions. Now, crucially, enfeeble is gonna do his work. It took out Fabian, but the monkey is back. Monkey always comes back. Marichka, I get nice. Get a cleanse, transform, even hit a sheep, and now we can block revive. Okay, now the game is over. So yeah, some luck involved, but also, yeah, I think just too greedy with the Armas. Maybe next time just go for the sheep, right? If they're like naked like that without stone skin, something is up. He's got wand protecting him, right? And you just 50-50. So here he goes first, does the initial barrage, did nothing to Maria, took no damage there, almost killed himself, right, from the reflect of Volcardic Heart. This is why Volcardic Heart is great versus lower HP pool nukers. They just take so much damage back in return. Here he just kills the Marichka. She's not coming back, which is fine. Our whole team is still alive, right? Here I'm thinking what is the highest threat. I think I want to go for extra turn. Notice I didn't hit the Marius because the extra turn, how it works on Maria is each hit will give you 33% chance. But if you kill the Marius on the first hit, you only got 33% chance. So you want to hit someone 3 times to get the maximum amount of probability to get an extra turn. If I go for, like, I really want to kill the Marius, but if I just hit him, I only get 33% chance, and what I really want is to get extra turns. So I didn't go for Marius. Here, I did go for Marius because even if I don't get an extra turn, I think she's done her job, and because also the next turn immediately is Empress, right? Here I did get a triple turn, went for a big nuke. See this text, decrease turn meter. It tells me that the Freya has aspect of Seroth. I think we talked about that. Most Freyas will run that relic on this champion. Like, just expect it, right? Just like most Empress will run like Wand of Submission, just expect it. Just assume they have it. Over there, I really didn't have any other choice, right? Like this one is veiled. This one is not going to die from a hit. It does nothing. So we had to hit the Freya. Okay, this move is very annoying because it puts the block buffs debuff on. So now we have to try to take a whole bunch of extra turns to get rid of this, right? So we take 1 extra turn, we take 2 extra turn, we take 3 extra turn, and we finally got rid of that block debuff, block buff debuff, and also the enfeeble, right? AoE. Now it's Knight's turn. Knight is having a good time. When his allies are dead, he is supercharged, and I am enfeebled. So I try to go for extra turn. This is turn 1 again, I think. Yeah, we're at 1. He kills everybody, but I still have the passive, so I come back. And this one, I think, is a support Lazarus because it doesn't hit hard. Oh, and he chose the wrong target, even. Maria has the relic, so no crit, right? I don't know why that text shows a little bit, looks like it's crit, but it did nothing, right? It did no damage. Weak hit even, because both of these are red champions. Lazarus is a blue champion. Weak hit. Here, I could go for the kill, but I think I want to get the nice low. This is going to be a double hit, so it will do a lot. Maybe I even kill. But Nice has a lot of, this is so much HP. So I go for a double hit, more than 100k, right? Doesn't kill. But the necrosis, I think, did kill. And over here, we just clean up. Maria is great first Nice. She's just fantastic. Oh, I think we're stuck. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're back. Okay, we are into this match. I think there is a Nell. Nells are always scary because, you know, as an Armand's player, like you're doing a lot of turn meter stuff, and every time you fill your turn meter, she has chance to put like poisons on you, and it go through like block debuffs, right? So she's just a very fair and balanced champion. Everyone here is in stone skin. We have to go for the sheep. Looking around, I'm thinking who could mess me up the most, and that's the target. I want a sheep, right? I chose no because, you know, if I don't, this sheep will give me turn meter, and it will put a whole bunch of poison on myself. Here, the Carnage went for the triple hit on Armand's. Armand's is strong affinity versus Carnage, so don't recommend that. And I like when you're facing specifically Marichka and Empress, I would recommend saving that skill for either one of them, right? So he did hit the weak hit there, and because he put a whole bunch of debuff on me, it triggered my polymorph, which triggered his Wand of Submission, and so I turned into a sheep. But now his skill is gone, and none of my champions have passive and active locked, right? So that skill is essentially wasted. I mean, it did turn Armand's into a sheep, but I do not recommend doing this. Definitely either try to like steal this block debuffs, or maybe try to steal Stone Skin, or just wait, right? Just A1, because you want that skill for one of these two champions. It's very important to lock out their passive. So yeah. Over here, I think I go for the boo. No, I go for the ally attack. And Odin has a choice, because he can either go for the strip and stun, or he can go for the big damage skill. He's looking at Marichka. Like when you get a chance, a lot of players will try to one-shot Marichka first, because if Marichka is the first one to die, like your champions are left alone, and you don't have to deal with that nasty passive, right? So I think he saw the opportunity. Marichka already took a turn, so there's no more like reaction or anything like that. So I think he just went for the kill on Marichka. But that also means that my two nukers are untouched. So I think I'm okay with that. Um, Here I even have 3 buffs, so I can open with A2, kill those, and then go for another kill, and just Marius left, right? I don't think Marius can 100 to 0 both of these, like definitely not Maria. I don't think with the shield and the stone skin, like it can 100 to 0. So I know I've won, right? Because I can just transform. He even did the A3, try to maximize damage, and got wounded, right? Always expect a one-less submission on Embrace. So now I just transform. Um, like if you're ever in a Embrace versus Maria situation, as long as you can get yourself to the second turn, in the 1v1, you've won. Because if Marius kills you, he's gonna get reflect damage back and he will die. And that count as your victory. So yeah, if you're ever in this situation, and why Embrace counters Marius, right? I've already won. I think last time we talked about this already. I was the first player to pick champions, so the game assigns the role of attacker on myself, and he's the defender. Attacker gets passive applied first, and we talk about the Kalvalax versus Yumiko interaction. So I don't think this player knows. It's a level 94 player, so he picked Yumiko probably thinking he's fine. He's not fine, right? The Kalvalax just get rid of his Yumiko instantly, and now I just take out the highest threat and start nuking them, right? I don't get extra turn, it's completely fine. Yeah, Odin comes back. Here I go for it. The thing with Odin is, if he's out of the fight for whatever reason, maybe he was dead and then he was brought back with revive, or if he was a sheep and he gets brought back, I think his counter resets. Like he needs 8 turns to put unkillable on himself, block damage on himself and his whole team. But if he was taken out of the fight for whatever reason, like that I mentioned, when he comes back, the counter is back to 0. So you don't have to worry about taking extra turns. Oh, is he going to put the unkillable? He's not, right? It's still a while. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. It's not like someone like Maria, if she's dead, you can still remember what turn she was on, and then you bring her back. Maybe she was on her second turn and she died. You bring her back, and then the next one is her third turn. Like, it's still gonna do things. But for Odin, it's not a case. This is a little bit of whatever code they're using, but that's just the case, right? Here, I think I'm on my second turn. Okay, do I get extra turn? I do. Okay, so now I'm on my third turn. It's weak affinity, but if I don't get a weak hit, he's dead, right? Even Stone Skin can't protect him. 259k. Yeah, I don't think this player knew this interaction. That's why he picked it. This is a very, very interesting match against the clustermate. Again, very nice accounts, right? We got the 6-star Marius, the Galathier, the Siegfried, and then he picked 2 speed boosters at the end. So why is this very scary? I picked Fabian and Armans, right? I want to control this fight. I want to go first. Based on his first 3 champions, they're not very fast. They don't look very fast. Galathier might be high resistance, generally not super fast, right? And then he picks these 2 at the end. That's super scary, because now he can maybe just start boosting the Siegfried and then one-shot my whole team, right? If he hits a weak target, the splash damage will hit through like Stone Skin and wipe the whole team, or boost Marius, gets rid of Stone Skin and wipe my whole team. So when you're thinking about picking like a speed team, pick your boosters last, like this player did. This is like the excellent play, right? Because if you do these first, very easy to counter, very obvious. But if you do them last, now I don't have time to react. I only have 1 pick left. And this is where I'm thinking I've lost, right? Because I picked 2 champions. I want these to be fast. I want to control the fight. But he picked 2 champions that's even faster, like 6-star Intimidating Presence, Arbiter, and Shujin. I'm fairly certain I'm not going to be faster than those. So that's when I have to think of a way to win, right? Like I'm not just leaving the fight. I'm not giving up yet. And this is a little bit of a trick and a little psychology here. If you, so I hover the Maria, I'm gonna hit confirm. That's was my original plan. But if I do this and say she bans the Marichka, and then the fight goes on, she boosts one of her things, her nukers, takes like these champions won't even get a turn, and I'm like two nukers fighting against four. It's a terrible, terrible matchup, right? I would not bet on myself to win. So if I pick Maria there, I kind of just basically throwing in the towel. So I was gonna hit confirm, but I thought about it and I'm thinking I'm gonna play mind tricks. So here, what are speed boosters afraid of? Things that are even faster, right? And I have a Kalvalax. Kalvalax is even faster than speed boosters. The poison will go on them first. Now, that basically leaves me with just Empress as the nuker. When a player sees a team comp with just one nuker, they almost always, this is just the human mind, it goes, I'm gonna ban your nuker. That's just how it works. You see me in the earlier fight, I did that too. It's just, I'm gonna ban your one nuker. What are you gonna do? Slap me to death with like these little supports and with no damage? And then I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna just beat you, right? You have no nuker. And I did that earlier in the fight too, and I lost. But I think that fight, like the earlier one, if we played it like 10 times, I would win maybe 7, 8 times out of 10. So I think I was unlucky there. But here, I picked a Kalvalax and like just these. So I'm hoping this player will ban my one nuker, that's Empress, and leave me with this. Why? Because against a tanky team, this is garbage. Like you're never gonna kill anything, especially if they have like a resistance champion that can cleanse. You're just trolling yourself, right? Just forfeit because you're wasting everybody's time. However, if we can ban this champion here, that might be high resistance that has cleanse. Look at the rest of the team he has. Two squishy nukers and two speed boosters. If he bans our Empress, which I'm hoping because that's the ultimate goal, this is the bait, right? I'm hoping that he takes the bait and bans my only nuker. Then this team I have left actually has a very good chance to beat this team that he has if I also ban this. So that's the thought process. I immediately go hover over the Galathier because I picked Kalvalax. Now I'm committed. I am hoping he really bans the Empress now, and I get this versus this, right? Or else I'm screwed. And look at him. He's thinking, what is this? Where's the other nuker? Didn't ban the Empress. Ban the Marichka. I'm thinking, okay. It's still doable. It's still doable if I can control his champions. So over here, I really didn't expect him to leave, like not have a second plan. Maybe I'm thinking one of them is inferior, but both of these speed boosters instantly dies to the Kalvalax, right? Now it's 5 versus 4. But this champion, Siegfried, has the ability to revive. You have to be patient versus Siegfried. You can't kill the Marius here under any circumstances, or Siegfried is going to transform and he's going to revive everybody, right, with block damage. So now I have to be patient. I do the lockout, good. I strip the buffs, good. And now I go for the attack, right? The obvious one is to petrify the Marius, but I think I took a chance. Did I take a chance? Yeah, I took a chance at Siegfried. Because if the Siegfried, for whatever reason, is slow, and he has petrification on himself, and I get to go before him, like I can't tell this turn meter here who's gonna go. I really couldn't tell. So if his Siegfried is sort of slow and he has petrification on, and I nuke him, he's not gonna get that block damage because once you're petrified, you don't get any buffs, right? So that's my thinking there. If I'm faster, I eat to I save both of the skills, right? Because this one is feared and locked out, this one is petrified. So I save the skills. Marius, does he hit the 50-50? Does not. Okay, and he took a turn, so that tells me he's faster than me. So not the best, but it's okay. We do this. We know he has a wand of submission, target change, right? But we did get the decreased attack on him, which is very important versus Siegfried. We transform, and we get counterattack, and then a weak counterattack with petrification brings us more time. And over here, you might be thinking, should I kill the Siegfried? But I'm thinking it's actually a pretty good opportunity here because these two are supports, right? They don't do a lot of damage. They don't even offer a ton of control, not like a Sifi who does like A1 sleeps. Just Arbiter and Shujin. If I hit the Siegfried, it might actually be bad because he gets full turn meter, he's gonna get block damage, even though he has decreased attack, like he can A1 and just like pick apart my team, right? So I'm here thinking, if I can block revive this Marius, that forces the Siegfried to transform, and he has to bring back these two champions, which not very threatening, and Siegfried on the second form doesn't really do damage. It's only on the first form that's scary. So I think I actually go for the Petrify. I'm thinking here. I go for the Petrify Marius. Do I? Yeah, last second. I go for the Petrify Marius. I block revive. Siegfried transforms, brings back everybody, but Marius will never come back now. And here I'm just trying to control them, right? I've got the sheep skill. Crucially, I have the enfeeble, so I can't use A2. I really want to use A2, steal everybody's turn meter, and stun them, but I can't. So I think I go for the sheep on the highest threat that has the full turn meter, which is Shujin, right? But Shujin also has one of submission, so I get unlucky here. I turn myself into sheep. Not great. And Shujin A1. No, she doesn't A1. She does the increased speed. Here it doesn't really matter what I do. Here I would try to kill the, but I think he does the cleanse. Yeah, I would try to kill the Fabian here. You still have block damage. You know, what's the worst thing that can do? I think that damage skill would kill these two. Wouldn't do much first Embrace, but his champions are so fast that his 2-turn block damage is wearing off really, really fast, right? I'm just slowing him down a little bit. And then over here, the Shujin does the block actives. Very important versus Embrace. Now I can't HP swap. And now he does the AoE. Okay, if he did it earlier, I guess not enough damage. A2 on Siegfried really doesn't do a whole lot, right? Not enough to kill the Fabian. Would have killed the Kalvalax, but Kalvalax is useless after the first turn. So here I just take out his champion, and now I think I've won the game, right? And my opponent knows as well. He left. So this is the match I absolutely should have lost. In the last pick, when he picked 2 speed boosters, and if I picked Maria, I just lost there. But I picked Kalvalax, and we played a game of chicken. He took the like he didn't ban the Kalvalax and banned like something else. I thought he would ban Embrace, but he actually banned Marichka, and we played all that match and we won, right? So good game to my clanmate there. That was a fun one. That's the beauty of live arena. Like, oh, you got counters. Oh, I have more counters. There's always like interesting matchups. This one is scary. Speed team with like Fabian um, has has clans here, which I really don't like. And this champion can go through Stone Skin, right? Very, very scary. I'm thinking I picked Kalvalax. I think there's a chance he doesn't ban a Kalvalax if his Alva is in like a protection like Stone Skin or what you call it, Feral, and then she can cleanse everybody. So maybe they're feeling confident. So I picked Kalvalax, but I banned the Alva, thinking that he wouldn't ban this, but he did ban that. So now he's like a very fast team with boosts, 6-star intermittent presence, and Armas, right? It's not looking good for me because I think my Fabian will not get a turn. And Queen of Hearts, we got to count the amount of buffs, right? And if Arbiter and Marius both buff, that'll be enough. But I think before that, his Armans is going to mess me up. So we'll see how this match goes. So he goes first, does the boost. Armans goes second. I think turn meter still is best. Nope. Go Sword of Sheep. Okay, yeah. People are less greedy than I am, and that's great. So goes for the sheep. My wand didn't proc, so I lost the 50-50 there, and now starting to look scary. Crucially, my Fabian counterattacks and doesn't get killed by, like, if this champion kills, I think he gets extra turn. So I think he's expecting to kill, but my Fabian just a little bit tanky. Also, why I don't like a Death Dealer on Fabian. If it was Death Dealer Fabian, he died instantly there, right? So here, I think I still value Fabian, so I gave him a heal. And then now I'm trying to take out the highest threat, Armans, because Armans still have the turn meter still, right? That one is really, really good for me. I have two sheeps. This one's 6-star, this one's 5-star. He hit this one first and got polymorphed, so the rest of my champions are protected. So even though I got sheep at the start, it's not over yet. Now I ally attack. I think over here I misplayed. If I put that death brand on this champion, he would have been dead and block revived, right? Armand's generally, just like Fabian, slightly tanky. I don't have Empress. If I had Empress, Fabian is dead. Sorry, Armand's is dead here, right? But he's a sheep now. So I think I should have death branded this champion and ally attack here. This was a mistake. Okay, over here, now I'm just trying to take down the death brand champion, but because I came back from the sheep, it gave him a turn meter boost, and I think the death brand is gonna run out. So yeah, really a misplay there. Should have gone here. And this here, just unfortunate because we still have the enfeeble. So the fear champion took a turn, but our counterattack did nothing. And here I can't even use that skill because it's still enfeeble. I'm really trying to take this down before his death brand falls, but just not enough, right? A little bit short. Just a little bit short. Now, oh, I'm really hoping this fear procs, because he's gonna kill, and he did kill. He killed my Embrace, who is not coming back because Embrace never got a chance to transform to the second form, right? And with Marichka on the team, it's not a true reviver. I need Marichka to die before I can revive. And this champion died just regularly, so he's not block revived. And now I'm in a bad situation because Marichka can't revive Empress, and these champions just sitting ducks. And we need Marichka to die. A good player would take their time, take these out first, and then time their skills, take out Marichka, and then wipe, right? So really bad now. Really, really bad. But the good news for us is they're all feared, and Fabian is doing his thing, right? So I am just trying to take out the highest threat targets. He doesn't get feared here. He went for a gamble. I would have done the same with a revive, 50-50, and he got everybody revived. Good on you for taking that gamble, right? So here I learned my lessons. I put the Death Brand on the correct champion, and I tried to kill this first. But now I have very little damage, right? So it's tough. It's very tough. Ally attack, please kill. Not enough. But I was just a little bit faster. Okay, so now the next highest threat, Marius came back. He has no turn meter. So I attacked the Armans who has turn meter, but I get turned into a sheep. Like, this match is just... Oof. Like, what could go wrong? Just keep going wrong. But crucially, he got feared here. He didn't take an extra turn, and now I know Arbiter doesn't have revive. Let's take out the... and if I can get rid of that, I've won, right? The Necrosis in itself will kill the Marius, and if it doesn't, and Marius somehow gets enough damage, he will hit the Marichka, who is going to revive my whole team. And if Marius is the nuker who killed her, he'll have no turn meter, and my team will have 75% turn meter. So this is why I'm targeting the Arbiter instead of Marius, because I have this champion here. So I'm targeting the Arbiter here. I do not care about Marius at this point. And look at the Necrosis doing his job here. Just hit the Arbiter, bring in the sheep. Weak hit, why not? Necrosis doing his job. He wants to get rid of this as soon as possible. Yeah. Counterattack. If you're ever in this situation, very, very rare, but if you're ever in this situation, you can use A3 into A2 for maximum damage, because generally speaking, Fabian will never get extra turn because there's so many like bolsters, lightning cage, protective buffs, right? That the A3 will never fully strip the whole team. However, when there's like later on in the fight where there's not a lot of champions, you could full strip the whole team. And if you full strip, you get an extra turn. Like, even the Fabian players sometimes forget this. So if you're just trying to push for that little bit of extra, do the A3 first into A2. You get an extra turn. And I hear that kills, right? Very, very tough match. I think that's all. There are some good players in here, some good champions, and we had some fun matches. So I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.